in this year when our current policy expires.
Okay. So tambayan da aka yi akan
Oh yeah, sorry, we haven't been translating.
yes, I just realized. Tambayan da aka yi yanzu akan wannan HMO insurance na lafiya in ka je asibiti wanda kamfani take biya mana. So wata ta tambaya ta ce za a iya ƙara iyalanmu a ciki ba mu kaɗai ba. So ba ke kaɗai za ki je asibiti a yi miki ba. Kina iya kai maybe za a yi ma ɗaya ko uku ko biyu ko huɗu rajista. According to ya danganta ga abinda kamfanin za ta iya. So sai ta ce an zauna an tattauna yana ɗaya daga cikin abubuwan da ake so a yi wannan shekarar. So insha Allah in wannan da muke kai ya ƙare dan shekara-shekara ake yin shi. In wannan ya ƙare a cikin shekarar nan sabon da za a yi ana so a duba a gani za a iya sa iyalai a ciki kuma iyalan guda nawa mutum nawa amma sai an duba an ga akwai abin da kamfani za ta iya. So insha Allah abu ne da kamfani take dubawa. Yeah. So one other thing, there's a suggestion. Can we set up a day to all go to the market to display our product? That is including mirror, just to get people's attention. Somebody wrote this.
Yeah, I think we did that before.
Yeah, we've done that.
We've done that before. We can certainly do it again. I think it's not a bad idea.
Maybe you can or something.
Yeah. Especially once the fresh pack season ends, we're gonna have a little bit. At least those of us that are in production will have a little bit of a break in between seasons. When we finish the tomatoes before the maize starts up again, we should have some time maybe in April to go out and do that. Maybe around Easter time or something.
Yeah, that would be good, and especially because the rainy season is coming.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be the demand.
Yeah.
That is going to be the time that the tomato will be in demand.
Yeah.
So if we're in display, you know, if we're on display,
Yeah.
people would say, okay, I need tomato paste because tomatoes are too expensive. Why don't I try this? Because I've seen it and it's been advertised and it's
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to add a little bit to that, I want to use this opportunity as well, considering the eagerness we have to push our products into the market. We've been invited by WISE. They are doing their International Women's Day on the 15th of March. Next Saturday. Maybe my phone is low, maybe she can read out the venue for us. So if we have the time, we can come up and support ourselves on that day with our t-shirts and face cap, and then just to support the rest of the team, the marketing team that will be on the ground, so that we can create more awareness and sell more cartons. I think that's a great opportunity for those of us that are interested. We are all invited. If you are interested, just let myself or Joseph know, so we can add you to the list and know where we can meet and take off to the venue as a family and as a team. Thank you very much.
Is the attendance, is it free?
Yeah, there's a gate fee of 2,000 naira. I don't know if it's also applicable to us, but I'll discuss that with Blessing and get back to the rest of the team. And also, we intend to do a survey here that day, and she's giving us the permission. I spoke to her yesterday.
Great.
Yeah, so
you can print it out.
Yeah, it will also be helpful if we have other persons
to help administer.
Administer for us on our behalf while we do the other things there. So for those of us that are interested, please meet yourself or myself. Just let us know. 2,000 naira is not an issue. The gate fee should not be an issue. If you want to come, we can have you registered and then work with you on that. Thank you very much.
What day is the 15th?
It's a Saturday, next week Saturday.
A week from tomorrow.
Yeah, a week from tomorrow. Shita, you want to read out the venue?
It's at Royal Crown Multi-Event Center behind CD and Sons.
CD and Sons.
What time?
10
10
a.m.
a.m.
And then the dress code for it, purple and white.
Yeah, they have a dress code, purple and white. I'm sure they'll allow us if we come up. Yeah, with our TJ.
Yes. I sponsored some partners, so they're trying to target 3,000 women to come to this event. So I bought 50, I'm always buying partners too, just like you guys. So I bought 55 cartons for them, and they can put one lunch sachet inside every gift bag. And then what we're trying to do with the survey is these are women that could potentially be our end consumers. So let's find out a little bit about what neighborhoods do they live in, Have they ever seen tomato sauce before? Where do they buy tomato paste? Do they buy it in their locality or do they go out somewhere else to buy? So that we can understand a little bit about that's the survey she's talking about. If we get 3,000 women in the room, then we can actually learn a lot about who our customer is and how they shop, and then we can make sure how do we now get our product to you on a consistent basis.
Alright. Finally, for me, I'm not talking about tomato paste now, but I'm making a plea here. Can we make this International Days, Women's International Day in Tomato Juice a more formal and official meeting for the women? For me, this year, I think it's quite productive with this discussion we had. And if we can make it better next year, have a budget for it, and then we really seek to brainstorm, I think it will go a very long way. For me, at least this discussion we had is very beneficial, and I know that we are going to see the dividends of it. So if the management can really look into it so that we make the International Women's Day yearly something official that we can really recognize in tomato juice. And the UN is actually putting more interest in this. I know that in time will come, they will recognize what we are doing also, and it will take the company forward. And the men are also making trouble about it. And then it's on video so that the first I didn't talk about them.
If I can add to what she's saying, like perfect suggestion, just to add to that, I was wondering if it's something we can also take like a kind of out of this environment. What I mean is that we make it like a 2-3 days activities. We can do like a road walk or something. The closest community close to us, create that sensitivity, meet with them, interact with them, and let them know that we are here to support them as Tomato Juice Women. And then such videos, right, if it goes viral, it will really get us the attention we are looking for in the international space. So if we can take it off this environment by next year and make it more lively and more interactive with the community people.
Including the community women will really go a long way.
Yes.
So,
if we are trying to include the community women, like Maraba people are good advocates of tomato juice.
Yes.
So are we also giving them because they are pro t-shirts? No, if we can create something, why would they we'll just get something for them so that we can all work together.
So when we're creating the budget, maybe
But
to also look at that and factor that in. It probably might not be what we are wearing now, but we can look at an option, what would work, and not cost us too much. And then we think about the quantity, and then it's something to look into when the budget is being created.
my suggestion would be that it should, in the same way that we have like a town hall meeting now, right? We could have something like a TJFP committee, something like that. Doesn't have to be big, just a couple people that are interested, right? That can think through, and they can even talk to the town hall people and say, how did you guys plan this, whatever, right? And I think that initiatives like this are great for connectivity. They're great for us sort of realizing, there's a common ground that we have or whatever. So I do think that potentially they could be channeled through the HR budget. So when you guys are putting in your budget for 2026, you're working with the women's group, women at TJ, to say, how do we budget for them, in the same category as the town hall. We know we're doing 2 town halls a year. We know we're doing 1 women's event a year. Working with them to try and create a budget. Now, of course, it's going to get back to the finance team, who are going to be looking very rigorously at, are we profitable? Can we afford this? Whatever, right? It's harder to create a return on investment for something like this, but I do think that there is a value in it, right? And if we can keep it reasonable, there are things that we can do. So I love the ideas, and I think it's much better that it comes from all of you than it comes from me top down. I don't always know what's going to make, what's going to be the most impactful. So I love that idea, and I'm supportive of it. Definitely. Thank you. One more question. We need one more question.
So now we spoke about TJ's needs. For me now, I just want to talk about my own team. Okay. We need work tools. We need laptops, we need iPads to just make our work efficient and easier for us. That's just for me.
Let me clarify something. The iPads are not there to take data.
Data, yeah.
Yeah, tablets. Tablets.
Instead of using Google Sheets.
So one of the things that we're trying to, we do say the whole US government is a mess, as everybody knows. We are trying to apply for grants to see if we can get some of those things sorted out. It's a little bit challenging for us, the HR team is trying to create and maintain like a work tools database to say, okay, let's understand from your job description what it is that you need, how often it needs to be issued, like in the case of everybody that works in the field, you get issued one pair of work boots every year, right? Everybody that, we need to determine, and it probably is the department head, so that GMT level, who on your team needs a laptop, who on your team needs a desk, who on your team needs whatever it is, right? To then make that determination and then say, how long do we expect this asset to last for? So we're working on it. I can't make that promise for this year, but I know it will be valuable. And what I really want, my long-term goal is for us to move to like what we call an ERP system, where the finance, the inventory, the sales, the smallholder lending programs are all in one system. So rather than managing everything on Google Sheets, we're actually managing everything in a more coordinated system where the different elements are talking to each other, and that if you had an iPad, it would plug into that system, that information would sort of automatically go in. So that's what I'm working towards, but we don't have the funding for it yet. But we are trying to write that into every grant proposal so that we can hopefully, get something like that off the ground. I hear you, and I appreciate that it would be very, very helpful as a tool. So it's not that I'm trying to be wicked, but thank you for raising it.
I think we're good with the questions. Thank you, Miriam.
So can we just do it? I have to run back down because I have to prepare for my board meeting, but can we just do a quick picture before you guys continue this?
It's important.
Can everybody come up and do a picture here? Then you can sit back down.